so long without.
Well, hello, everybody.
Hey,
Welcome to Faith, Love, and Coffee. Here we are. I'm Trish.
Jamie.
Jeanette, hello.
Hello. Today we're doing something a little bit different because we talked about this and we're like, let's just talk. Let's just do off the cuff. Let's not, y'all, I don't even have any notes, okay? This is like totally like, yeah. I'm like one of those people who like has to have a schedule. I have to have like an outline. I have to, whoa, this is hard. But today we're going to be talking about self-care and how important it is in our lives. And y'all, I don't even have nothing about it. So we're just going to talk about it.
I mean, that's really what you can say. That's about as good as it gets, how important it is.
Well, and exactly. So I want to hear your opinions on what y'all think self-care. What? No. What does self-care mean to you?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay, so
okay,
that's what I want to know. What does self-care mean to y'all?
Woo. Okay, Jeanette, I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh my goodness, talk about me on the spot here. So self-care, like to me lately, my self-care has been to write in my journal every night. I mean, it's nothing fancy, right? Nothing fancy at all. But I will just, even during the day, if I've got something I need to let go or something I need to put on paper, grab my journal, grab my pen, spend a little bit of quiet time and just journal. And I feel so much better, y'all. I'm not even joking, like how relieved sometimes I feel after I put it all out there, pen to paper. And that is my way right now of self-care, is doing my journal, getting it out there and just releasing.
Okay. That's nice. That's good. That's absolutely.
Yeah. And I have a journal too, but I've gotten kind of behind on it. I was writing every day, and it gave you the prompts and everything, but I just kind of put that to the wayside for a little bit, and that's bad. But what I do every night, and you guys have witnessed me, is my UV light or whatever that mask is that I got for my birthday from my amazing future daughter-in-law, because I know Devin didn't have anything to do with that.
The storm shadow.
Yeah, I do it every night for 30 minutes. And I took a before picture. And then once I've gotten these 30 days over with, I'm going to show y'all the updated and see if there's much of a difference.
Well, I'll tell you something. I think it's already done something because your skin does look a lot smoother.
Right? From the
I honestly, I don't know what it is, but.
And this is no filter, y'all. No filter.
That's what I was about to say. It almost looks like you have a filter, but you don't.
I do.
Because I see that beautiful shine.
Yeah, I've been wanting this shine. Oh. I've been wanting the shiny forehead, y'all.
Oh, man. Okay, so.
What about you?
Well, I take time almost every morning before my feet hit the floor. I actually try to read scripture. Just the verse of the day from the Bible app, and try to I hear the little thing that they have somebody new every time that does it. So it's you listen, you have the verse of the day, and then someone comes in and talks about it for maybe a minute or two. It's very short, and then it's a very short like Bible study into that, and then like it's just one page, and then you go into the next thing and there's a prayer, and then there's little blurbs here and there, and then you're done. Like it only takes 5 minutes, seriously, 5 to 7 minutes. I don't think I've ever spent anything longer. And then if you want to, you can go in and do like a Bible, like a plan, And there's different plans. Like if you're under stress, there's for stress, there's one for love, friendship, marriage, relationships. I mean, all kinds of different, finding faith, how to move forward if you're going, if you lost someone or if you're going through divorce, all kinds of different, topics that you can do there. And I've done quite a few of them. Last year, actually, I read the Bible from front to finish. I mean, I read the Bible in one whole year by doing the Bible recap. And it was amazing. Oh my gosh. I mean, we talk about like, I never knew that the Bible had everything in it. I mean, we're talking like suspense and yes, there is sex in there too. And it's like, I mean, just so many emotions and the stories that go behind them. And I'm like, what? They did what? And who slept with what? And what? So, I mean, it was, y'all.
Did you have a guide?
The story of the year. What?
Did you have a guide to go with it?
Yeah.
Or how did you? Okay.
The Bible recap. And then every day, if you wanted to, you can go in and listen to the woman recap what you just read. That's why it's called the Bible recap.
Oh, Bible
and
recap.
So every day she had, something to say and how she felt, about it and everything else. And it was just an amazing journey. And this year I kind of miss it because now I'm just like picking up, bits and pieces of different scriptures and different plans and all that kind of stuff. I may go back and do it again next year. It was really riveting. And I'm like, I wonder if I'll find something else that would, how you go into a book and maybe you go back and read it again. And you're like, oh man, I didn't pick that up the last time. It's almost like watching a movie for the second time. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
So I know I was just spent a lot of time just saying that, but that has really, that's part of my self-care. And then sometimes if I miss it, I don't feel right. And if I have to catch up like at the end of the day, and I beat myself up a lot if I miss a day. And I'm like, okay, it's not the end of the world. You can get right back. Because, it's a counter. They say, okay, this is how many days you've been in the Bible app. And then if it happens whatever on day one, I'm like, oh my gosh, I was just in it for 46 days. And, here I am starting over again. No big deal.
Is that Bible recap an app?
It's in the Bible app.
It's in your Bible app. Okay.
Yeah, it's a plan.
Which Bible app do you follow? Because there's so many out there.
Oh, like I know there is, y'all. And it is just it's very simple.
Because I have one too, and it doesn't do all that.
It's YouVersion Bible app.
Oh, I think I've got like several, or whatever. Like I've got one that every hour it'll give me a scripture, and then if I click on the scripture, it gives me a little bit of backstory and a prayer. So like I've got that app that every hour, I do a little
every hour. Oh yeah, wow. No, mine's just daily. So but yeah, that's part of my self-care.
Okay.
But now
I'm downloading it. I'm downloading it.
Okay.
Because I have one too, but it doesn't do that. Like it has
what
the
is
morning.
It called? The U Bible? Is that what you said?
YouVersion.
What version of the Bible is it though? Like is it
I did the NIV.
The NIV. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me see.
Because there's different, there's different versions of the Bible. King James, there's NIV, there's some other ones also, but I like NIV.
Nice.
Yes. So anyway, y'all, let's see.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm on it. I got it. Because the one I have is just the King James Bible, the Holy Bible app, and it does a morning and afternoon or morning and evening verse and a prayer and this, that. So I do that too, and it does the same thing. You've been doing this for so many days, but I like the part that you said it was like going through the Bible and talking about stuff and like, really helping you.
Yeah.
I have the Bible for Women app is the one that I have that gives me the hourly scripture and everything. And it's really
Bible for Women.
I love it.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, that sounds good too.
I think that one's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I also looked for, I have a Bible, I think here for women, or it's a chronological And then Matt bought me another Bible for chronological also. So I have two beautiful Bibles now that are I think they are chronological. So, from the start to the finish. And I think that's the way the Bible recap also does it. It takes you chronologically. So you're kind of skipping around, but that's the way that's the way it was
really,
told.
Yeah. That's the way.
So, but I was like, oh wow. And a lot of it is repetitive. You're like, okay, but they just said that here and they just said that here. So, but it's, it's really great. Okay. So, all right. So now that we said a little bit of what we do, you guys, if anybody's listening or if y'all come in later or anything else like that, we'd like to know what you guys are, into, what you guys are interested in, what you guys think self-care is. I mean, self-care is a lot more than that. We're going to delve into that here in just a second also, because I feel like self-care is so much more. And we actually were talking about this before we came on here, I think a couple of days ago when we decided that we wanted to talk about self-care. We were talking about that it's so much more than just going to the spa. It's not just about getting your nails done, because we're listening. My nails need some work. So it's not more than doing nails, hair, makeup, that kind of thing. It does. It is so much more than just that, you guys. And, the things that make you happy, or the things you take time for, as long as it's for yourself, that is a form of self-care. So we were talking about like artists, like when they are painting, and I think we had talked about this also when we were talking about meditation back in another episode, that this is part of your self-care too, because when you meditate, when you go into something that's repetitive, or that you're doing something and you're into the flow of it, and you're in a state of calm and you're in a state of focus, that is also a form of self-care. So I want to talk about a little bit about that. So other than like these journals and, like for me, the Bible app and stuff, what do you guys do also as something that you think is self-care for yourselves?
Yeah. Like a secondary or.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's so many.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
But we don't even know. Like, you're committing a self-care act for yourself. Like, and I don't think people have like, oh, I'm doing that. I can tell you everything. Like me going to the casino, y'all, was a self-care act. Self-care. I wasn't hurting anybody except my bank account. But going to, and I know this is a Christian, like, faith-based, but
that's okay.
There was probably gambling in the Bible. I'll let y'all know as I get this app going. But that was my other form of self-care. It was something I enjoyed doing that I could go by myself if I wanted to, or bring people along. But that was another, I would go like, towards like recently, it would be like once a month. But I used to go quite often.
Indeed.
And I felt like it was good. I liked it. I enjoy it.
I agree. Yeah. Like I paint from time to time, right? And some people are like, isn't that stressful? And I'm like, no, it's like I'm zoned in on what I'm painting. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like a Picasso or whatever, right? Like I just put my paintbrush to canvas and then it's just like, okay. And while I'm doing that, like I'm just focused on that. I might be listening to music or whatever, but it's so therapeutic. And one of my friends is like, how is that not stressful? And I'm like, it's just not for me. It's therapeutic. And I look when I'm done and I was like, oh, that's not what I thought I was going to do. But hey, I like it,
Yeah.
Did your friends ever get to see the final project? Because I remember you would like show some of that stuff on Facebook and I'd be like, dude, that is so cool. I can't remember what you called it, but I'd just be like, dude, that is, I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to whatever it was, but the final product was like, oh, how cute.
Yeah.
How pretty.
My friends have some of my pieces hanging up in their homes,
Okay.
I've got a friend that lives in Alaska and they've got this house along the beach. And apparently National Geographic rents their home for like a month or so to come and film. And so my painting is hanging up like right above the door to go out the back porch, so I'm like, I don't know if my picture, if my painting's been posted
Featured.
anywhere by National Geographic or
That's
whatever,
awesome.
I know it's in their
Oh,
home.
that's so cool. Yeah.
That is amazing. I love that.
So, and then with my girls, we do self-care. Like we'll go get manis and petties together or whatever, because I'm trying to encourage them that they need to take time away from the phones and sports and the video games and the job, and and just go do something at least once a month for yourself like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because it's hard financially to do a whole lot all the time. I mean,
Girls, when you're three women going and getting your nails done, oh, you know how expensive that is.
yes.
Just
Yes.
2 of us. Good Lord. That
Yeah.
was when we went this last time for Trinity to go to her 8th grade dance, and they told me, oh, that's going to be $165. I went, what? I was like,
Right?
whoa.
It's crazy.
So, it is a lot. Those are many and petties. And I was just, but she got, well, anyway, I'm not going to go into that. And here's the
We
thing.
only get half
So
the
now
story.
she's learned her lesson. Poor girl. I don't wish this on anybody. So her bag fell on one of her nails, her finger that she had, and it tore into her nail. So in her nail bed. So now she's got a skewed nail like this, because she's like, I don't want it. Don't touch it. Don't, she's in pain. Hopefully she's got Band-Aids all over it. And of course we change it out every day, but we're trying to make it to where we can cut that off and it won't be so painful for her every time it moves. So hopefully it'll come off on its own. But I feel for her.
That to myself. I was playing, well, it was my real nails though, and I was playing football with some friends, and it just happened to catch my nail, and it broke like mid bed, right? Oh yeah, it's painful. Poor girl. I totally can understand how she feels.
That's how because it started bleeding the moment, and I'm like,
yeah.
And that happened on the day of her 8th grade walk. So.
Oh man.
Yeah. So anyway, I understand that, and that's great, to get manis and petties, and that's so relaxing, especially when they do the massage, and you're just like, oh, that feels so good.
And then they're talking to you while they're massaging your legs, and you're like, this is awkward. Can I just enjoy my massage?
Hey, I'm not one that's like, can you squeeze harder? I'm one that's like, can you squeeze harder? And they're like, are you sure? Yes. Like squeeze, like you're needing.
Oh no, not mine. I'm like, that hurt. I'm like, okay, just the light is good right now. Y'all are good. Y'all are good. The light little effleurage. So,
well, remember last year, Sissy, when you came for those like few weeks in the summer, and we did on Sundays those masks, right? It was ones that, I just bought off of Amazon, not a sponsor, but Amazon, I'd love for you to sponsor. Anyway, but we were putting those masks on, and I told you, I said, oh my gosh, this would be perfect for you and Trinity, on Sundays to like, just every Sunday, mom and daughter, I had a son, so so sad for me. I don't get those kind of pleasures and enjoyments, but the ladies out here, if you have daughters, right, or some sons may do it too. Mine will not, but do that with your daughters if you can. Like pick a day, maybe weekly if you can, if they still live with you. I know some of my friends are empty nesters, but that's something that you ladies can do, with your daughters while they're still with you and love you and all that. And I mean, I don't know, it doesn't have to be a mask, but like, enjoy those moments with your girls.
Yep, she did my nails last Sunday for Mother's Day.
Yes, and they still look good. They still look good from what I can see.
Yeah. Well, actually, I mean, you can't really tell because they're supposed to be silver and red, and these don't have anything on them, and that's still red.
Yeah. Well, the red is all that counts. The red.
Well, in one hand, the other one looks kind of.
But at least you have someone there to do it.
Well, she did a good job. Actually, I was really surprised.
Yeah.
You know, really surprised. But y'all, one of my point of self-care is this right here. Doing this podcast, being with my family, being with my sister and my cousin. This is part of my self-care. This is just a few minutes out of my day that I don't really have to, um, be mom or, wife, and I can just be here and relax and be myself with you guys. So, but yeah, this is part of my self-care routine now, but you guys were also thinking about having this on Saturday instead of Sunday because some of you guys join us on Saturday. We haven't had anybody join us this Saturday, but a couple of Saturdays we had some people actually come on with us. So we're like, maybe we should try to do something different rather than, have it on Sundays because we realize that Sundays are family days. So we just wanted to try this particular time out to see if this is something that you guys like better. So please let us know, drop us a comment. And again, we want to know what you do for your self-care. I mean, again, this is so important to do. So important for you to take time for yourself, even, just like painting or, doing mask every Sunday or, reading. Oh my gosh, there's so much you can do for yourself as form of self-care. And here's another one and a big one that I think is very important is knowing when to say no. That is a big form of self-care. Because if you are already overwhelmed or you're doing too much already, there is no harm in saying no. And no means no. So that means that whatever you have going on, and I should have actually done this because I'm in a period right now where I'm in the middle of jobs. So I had given my notice to my one job to 2-week notice, which is of course the standard, and I love where I work, don't get me wrong, but there was a better opportunity, so now I'm going to be going to that opportunity, and my current job employer asked me to stay for another week to help them get acclimated to a new recruiter and try to finding someone and replacing me. So I said, well, let me get with my new job or my new employer and ask if that'll be okay. And of course they said, of course, that's fine. But in the course of this time, there's been more work put on me instead of let's go ahead and try to wean you out and try to, give your workload to other people. And I keep on getting more and more and more. And I don't think I've been more stressed out in this week. This last Friday, yesterday was supposed to be my last day, but I gave them another week. So this next week will be, even more trying to get everything done in a timely manner to where there's not a lot being given to my other coworkers, which was totally my intention was to not put on any more load on my other coworkers. And then having the new recruiter start with a fresh start and new slate. So in that instance, and when I was thinking about it last night, and I said to myself, for not being stressed, I should have said no. I should have said, let's just keep it at the 2 weeks. Let's get this done, because I certainly did not expect the amount of work that they had put on me. And hey, this person needs help over here, and this person needs help over here. And can you make these phone calls? And I'm like, okay, y'all do realize I'm trying to leave and not, so it's just been a lot. And so for sanity and for, so that you are not stressed, it is okay to say no. So, just learn that,
No is a complete sentence, honey. No is a complete sentence.
It sure is.
That's it.
It sure is.
No.
Yes. And it's okay for you to do that.
It's so hard though. I have a problem with that. Like I have a problem saying no. I don't have a problem with people saying no to me because I'm like always like, oh, you can say no, it's okay. But, can I ask a favor? It's okay if you say no. But you'll ask me and I'll be like, okay, that'll take me like blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'll do it. And then I'm like, oh, I should have said no. But it's so hard.
It is hard, and especially, leaving these people who have been my family, my work family for almost 4 years,
Yeah.
and it was hard to say no, but my manager was saying, well, I'm going out on paternity leave.
Mhm.
And, it would be really great to have that extra help. Well, I thought when he said he was going to go on paternity leave, it would be like after I left, but no, it was that week.
Oh, wow.
So, yes, but his wife did have a baby boy yesterday.
Oh,
So,
congratulations to that.
yes, and he is adorable. He is so cute. But anyway,
And
but
see,
yeah,
I
I
feel
didn't
like
expect that. I was just like, oh my gosh. And when he said it, I'm like, I will ask. I said, but I can't, guarantee. And he said, well, if it's going to jeopardize that, don't do. But of course, it didn't jeopardize anything,
I feel like I
but-
say no a lot.
huh?
I feel like I say no a lot. Somebody says you want it? No. Cannot? No.
She's like,
I do. I say no a
absolutely.
lot. Yeah, absolutely not. A lot. I'm like, no.
Well, I don't have I don't not have that problem telling my child that a lot, no. But then some of the things she asked for is like, I'm like, you want what? No. No.
That's a we'll see.
Yeah, that's a we'll see. And
We'll see.
so it's just like she was saying, hey, she said, hey, Mom, can we try to go to Texas before my next meeting with her counselor? Which is, so Trinity decided she wanted to go just once a month now because she's doing really well.
Okay.
And so, which is June 18th. And she goes, can we go to Texas before my, and I'm like, no, we're trying to move. So it's going to have to be after that. So Matt was even the same. He was like, Trent, he goes, we're trying to move. So,
Girl, you're
and I
gonna
was
need a whole bunch of self-care after that happens.
Oh, yeah.
ooh,
I'm gonna
listen,
be sending you
y'all.
self-care vibes.
Because stuffing boxes is not my idea of self-care. Now, if we get a what do you call it? A dumpster, like a small dumpster, to start throwing stuff away. Yes, that'll be a form of self-care because that means like, chunk.
Yes. What was that lady? I know one of y'all knows the name of this lady. I was trying to tell Mom about that lady. Remember that lady, y'all, years ago that would come into people's houses and she'd be like, does this bring you any, what do you call it? Like in your life? What was that lady's name? Y'all remember? It was a big, huge, like, oh, y'all, there was a lady, she'd come into people's houses. That way you get rid of stuff.
Is this a show?
Yes. But it was a woman. And
That.
do y'all not remember that?
I just remember like Super Nanny and
no,
Move That Bus and
no, I have to look her up. This was an Asian lady, y'all, and I hope I'm saying that right, but this was an Asian lady, and she would say, does this bring you, what kind of value does this bring? And then if you'd say, oh my God, it's my life, it's my everything, okay, then you keep it, right? Okay, and then she'll go to the next, but it's like a shirt or shoes, and she would say like, what does this mean to you? What does this bring to your life or whatever? If it doesn't, then give it away or whatever, right? And so then another thing I think, and this is again, I say this because it's a form of self-care when you're like getting rid of stuff and you're like,
you're letting go.
Yeah, okay. So they say you have your clothes facing one way, right? Your hangers. You go and you flip the stuff you wear like all the time or what, I don't know the whole ins and outs, but then what you haven't worn is going to stay facing the same way. And you can do it. I did it for a year. I was like, I'm committed to doing this. So in my closet, the stuff that I never turned, I never wore. So y'all, I went through and because I know I wear the same stuff all the time. So like, that's another form of like, self-care. Because when you see your closet shrink, like, ooh, oh my, and then that means your laundry shrinks because you're not, you know what I mean? Like you're only washing your same stuff. And then you feel good about the clothes you kept. I have stuff that I was giving away, y'all, with tags. And I'm like, I never wore this. What, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to look up that lady. There was a
I
lady.
am hoping that if we move into a house, that the closet's going to be bigger and I can actually make part of that as a prayer room.
Oh,
Oh, that would be, yes.
Yeah, I think that would be really kind of cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
I saw
follow
this one house when I saw this one house that was really, really, really pretty. And this is, oh my God, years ago. And it was a new buildup that we were, that's that used to be one of our favorite pastimes, is going to new buildups and seeing what, they're building and everything else like that. But this one house had the master bathroom. And then of course it went into the master closet, which was amazing. There was a door at the end of that closet. And when I opened that door, it was a whole other hidden room.
wow.
Like a complete finished room. Like you could have put a bed in there. You could have put it could have been a craft room. It could have been anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, how perfect was that? And at that time, the house was like $489,000.
Of course.
And we thought that was really expensive, but no, girl, now it's like 7, 8, 9, $1.5 million, So, but yeah, and I'm like, oh my gosh, all the self-care you could do in that room.
I follow this lady on TikTok, and her name she's a Golden Girls fan, so she goes under the name of Blanche Devereaux. I love it.
Oh my God.
But she goes from her closet. Her videos are from her closet. And as soon as she comes on, she's like, welcome to my closet. And like, y'all, you see her clothes. Nobody cares.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
She has curly hair.
No.
Okay, different person. She reminds me of you.
Oh, okay. No.
Your hair was down and everything.
Yes.
But she's taller, but oh my God.
Yeah. No, oh my God. I love, but anyway, you can make anything into your little prayer room. Mm-hmm. So even the one you have right now could probably be, and people would probably love it if you go on and you
listen, that's probably where all this is going to go.
Yeah. That is so fun.
But yes, I can't wait. I need to find a house like that just for the closet.
Right.
So
people do.
But yeah, I am. Anyway,
those California closets that have the dressers in there and the place where your shoes go, and you can fold clothes while you're in there and all of that, some have vanities, and I'm like, how big are these closets? Because they sound like a freaking bedroom.
I have a friend who actually has a closet like that. And she's she has a house not too far away from us. It's about maybe 20 minutes away, on the other side. And it's in a lake, neighborhood. Like they have a lake. It's right there by the Lake Lanier. And so they're close to that. But her house was a brand new build up also. And when I went to her closet, I'm like, holy cow. I don't know if y'all have ever seen Sex in the City and saw Carrie Bradshaw's listen, she has all of those built-ins. And in the center, she has this huge, it could have acted as what do you call it?
An island.
An island.
In the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. But that has drawers in it too. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And of course, their stuff is full. I'm like, where did you get all these clothes? Yeah. How did you get this many shoes? And and I was just in awe because it was all white, pristine. And then that beautiful countertop. Oh my gosh. Just beautiful. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about because I've actually seen it. So yeah.
So here is my question for y'all. Since this is your form of self-care, to see what are y'all gonna do today after this for even 5 minutes of self-care?
I have to say shamefully that I have I love my form of self-care is shopping or window shopping. And I love just going out and looking at stuff, not that I buy it, but it's just one of my guilty pleasures that I get to do. But today, we're going to go look at a house. So that's going to be, for me, that'll be a form of self-care because I'm ready to get out of this house. But actually spending time with my spending time with Matt and Trinity in the car, you know, just driving actually calms me. I should have been a driver. I really should have. Because it calms me. And because I've made it, y'all, I've made it to Texas from Georgia in 17 hours on just on my own. Didn't stop, didn't spend the night anywhere. I started at 4 a.m. in the morning, Eastern time, which was 3 o'clock in the morning Central. And I got to Texas I got to where I wanted to be, which was South Texas.
Yeah.
At about 9 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was a day.
That's not my form of self-care. Absolutely not.
But part of it was calming for me, until we ran into those major storms. And then I was like,
yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. What about you, Jeanette? What's going to be your form?
I'm going to spend time with Mom today. See what she wants to do, if anything. Maybe take her to get a manicure. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll see you today. I don't know.
Exactly. I'm like,
I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous, darn it.
Okay, so Beatrice, let's see. Oh, a 5-mile walk. You sound like our mother over here. We do the same thing. I just looked at my watch, Beatrice, and look, this morning I walked with my mom 4.62. I'm at 4.62 already today. I'm going to get to 5 before it's over, but it takes me, I do a little here and there, like 3.5, and then I work the other 1.5. That's 5 miles.
Wow.
Look, I'm like speechless. You hardly find me speechless, but it's 5 miles, like in one shot. That's a lot of walking.
It is.
And then your dog have your dog make it that long. That's great too. My dog can make it maybe 1/4 of a mile, maybe half. He's old. But I do get him out and he does get to walking. But my dog could not make 5 miles. Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true. But that couch sometimes.
But that couch comes in handy every once in a while. Okay.
I know that's right.
That couch is lovely.
You have a hard day. Yes.
Girl. And that's another thing that people sometimes their form of self-care is lounging and binge watching TV. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like if you've had a rough day, an emotional day, a rough week, or if you're grieving, regardless what it is you're grieving, that's self-care. And, if you need it, you need it. And there's nothing that you shouldn't be embarrassed about that. I mean, that's self-care. You got to take care of yourself or you're just going to kill yourself off little by little, right?
Yeah.
You can say that, but it's true.
No, you won't be good for anybody anyway.
No.
What is that show?
A lot.
Sissy, what is that show that when you came last summer you made me watch? Not made me watch, but you told me the one about Jeanette, we were in the bookstore the other day and I kept saying, Jeanette, I cannot remember the name of this series. With back in the not colonial, but like they had the beautiful dresses and everybody.
Bridgerton?
That's it. Bridgerton.
Jeanette. Oh my gosh.
I say that only because there was a book in the bookstore where we were, and it said "Dear Readers," right? And I told Jeanette, "Oh, this reminds me of that show," but I can't remember because remember at the beginning,
Dear Gentle Reader.
Whistle Down.
And y'all, that's Julie Andrews' voice.
Oh wow,
is it?
That was Julie Andrews' voice. So for 4 seasons, for 3 seasons, she did. Wait a minute, 4 seasons. Good Lord, 4 seasons. She did that. So now the actor Nicole I think is going to be the one who's going to be doing her own voice now because she's no longer okay. Lady Whistledown.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
I've never seen it.
Jeanette, stop.
Seriously?
If you have not seen Bridgerton, okay, that's not the best Christian show.
That's what I've heard.
Yes, but it is very good. The storylines are very good. But now, if you want a good Christian show, you guys, if you have not seen The Chosen, get yourself out there and get it. It is a different view on the life of Christ. And I think, to me, it's more realistic because every other show that's portrayed Christ made him look so holy, which of course he was. But this particular show has him like joking around with his, followers and, making, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of more emotion to it and everything else like that. But this show is amazing. I mean,
I'm sorry.
I'm
reading Beatrice's comment. I'm like, season 1 was my favorite too. Until I can't even remember his name, but he left for season 2, and I was like,
he'll be back.
Okay,
he's coming back.
Okay.
Supposedly.
Okay. See, we could have a whole show just talking about Bridgerton, but that's
oh my gosh, y'all. Yes,
story. But Jeanette would have to watch.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Jeanette, you have to watch. Okay.
You should.
Yeah. And that right there, you guys, honestly, is a self-care. I don't care what anybody says, but those shows.
It is. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Sorry.
I know my daughter was like, why are you watching that? That has. And I'm like, I know. I said, but you don't have to watch it. You need to go back upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, I actually fast forward through those scenes. I don't know what it is about that anymore with me, but I fast forward through the scenes. And yeah.
Y'all, okay. And I'm going to say this and whatever. Y'all can say whatever.
No, of course.
That's how we all got here.
Yes, it is. It is. And you're right. You're absolutely right. And it is right.
And Bridgerton, they don't even show
watching someone else doing that right now.
And they don't even show that much in Bridgerton like that. Like,
no,
you've probably seen worse in some other stuff.
Sure,
like,
Kate and Anthony, okay.
Well, hey, Beatrice, I think I'm gonna go back and rewatch it so I can just make sure there's not too much of that going on.
But that dude, whoever, I can't remember his John, the one who played the Duke, was a beautiful man on season 1. Oh my God, beautiful man.
So Beatrice says we need to watch Cook of.
I want to watch that. I want to watch that. I love period movies. Love them all.
Okay.
I would love to watch that.
Cook of Castamore. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let me put it on my watch list. Well, what is that? We were in the bookstore and it says TBR is to be read. So TBW, to be watched.
To be watched.
That's awesome.
Speaking of books, Jeanette, I'm like, I don't know what chapter. It's not really chapters. It just goes by character.
Yeah.
In the book.
Thank you, Beatrice.
I don't even know.
Is it Regé Jean Page? That's his name.
Page.
Yes. And he has been on Dungeons and Dragons, the movie Dungeons and Dragons. He's a good looking man, but he has a funny side to him.
Hey, my whole conversation just went like, what? What's his name again? Okay, yes. Let me look at
Regé Jean Page.
Hey, forget my book conversation. What? But yeah, I'm glad we went to the bookstore and I got that book and I'm in it. I'm reading it. I'm invested.
Oh,
and now I'm gonna get on my phone.
I sent you there's a mobile book little thing that I want to go check out. Girl,
that is
I might as well just move down here because there's so much that I want to go explore. But I'm not going to.
Thank you, Beatrice.
Just saying. So Trish, when you come down to Texas, like I'm gonna have to come down when you're here, and we're just gonna have to take you to these little hole in the wall places that we're finding.
Yes.
I think that would be fantastic. My husband is like, there's nothing to do down there. And it's not like it's, when people talk about businesses, they don't talk about Corpus Christi, Texas. And I'm like, well, yeah, you're right. But that's why it's, that's the beauty of it too, because you just come down here to relax.
So like yesterday, guys, we went to Barretta's Fried Chicken because Mom wanted some liver, right? So while I'm waiting for our order to be ready, there's this group of 2 different groups of men. And they just happen to be traveling through South Texas, through Robstown to get to their destination, right? One guy actually, he was a minister. He was dressed so dapper, drove in from Kingsville because he heard about Barretta's Fried Chicken, right? And so I'm like, oh yeah. And, they've been on television and they've been on this, and this. Nobody knows Robstown. Let's face it, nobody knows Robstown, right? But here I am. I'm sporting Barretta's fried chicken T-shirt today. But I mean, we grew up with that. At least I did, because my Theo's family owns that restaurant, right? But to talk to these men and how excited they were to try chicken from Robstown, and we went to Cotton's the other night for dinner, and there was a couple in there, and that was their first time. And I'm like, how is this your first time? You live here? Oh my gosh. And they ordered, y'all, I'm not even kidding. Their table was full of food. They had the nachos, and they had ribs, and they had an open face sandwich, and they had,
wow.
They ate almost all of it. And I'm telling y'all, they were this cute little couple, young couple, but they were fit. My mom even said, they're so skinny. How did they eat all that food?
Oh yeah.
What?
Wow.
Were they like foodies, do you think? Or like,
I don't know, but I asked him, I was like, so what did y'all
Wild.
think? I heard y'all say it was your first time. The guy's like, oh, we're coming back. This was so good. And
I've got to try it when I go down there.
You haven't tried that?
I have not tried. No.
I thought you hadn't been to Cotton's before, Sissy?
No, Cotton's, but not the
You
other
haven't
one.
been to
Yeah.
Barula's?
The
Yeah.
chicken. Yeah, me too.
The
I
chicken
haven't.
place. Yeah, no. So
You-
Beatrice, Wiley is not very far away from
Jeanette.
Jeanette.
Yes.
So you said La Joya? Is that how you say it? La Joya?
La
How do you say that?
Jolla. There
La
you go,
Jolla.
girl. The Mexican.
The best. Sheesh. That's a
The
strong
best.
statement.
Well, that's a tall order right there.
Uh-huh,
okay?
that's a strong statement.
Oh,
guys.
That's a
have to
strong
try it.
statement.
Yeah.
I'll have to get we'll have to go together. Maybe
Okay.
that'll be where we meet up.
Yeah.
She and I are talking about getting together for coffee or something. Maybe that's
Oh,
where
that'd be
I'll
so
go
good.
to Wiley.
Yeah. Oh, and let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know.
Let
You
us
know,
know.
I
Okay,
think
guys.
I'll go live from there going, okay, here I am in Wiley, Texas.
Okay, well, I hate to cut this short because I have been enjoying this, but you guys, we need to do this more. We need to do this all the time. We just need to go off the cuff. We just come up with a subject and just do this because this has
Yeah.
been amazing, you guys. I love it, love it, love it.
Yeah.
Beatrice, thank you so much for joining us. If you know anybody else who would like to come on and join us as well, please do. Okay, we would love to have all of y'all, just chit chatting with us through the text and everything, or chat or Facebook, whatever
Yeah.
you're on. But I have to get going because we have to house viewing in about 30 minutes.
Oh,
So I
goodness.
need to get going because it's gonna take us 20 minutes to
Okay.
get there.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so we have
any thoughts?
Beatrice. She said she'd love to come join us sometime. And then we have
Yes.
Terry Perez. So
I
we'll,
told-
we're
We'll
gonna
start
have to-
talking to you guys so y'all can come on as guests.
Yeah,
Mhm.
B makes really good tortillas. So I told her maybe she can tell us ahead of time what we need, and we can all make them live while she is walking us through making
walking us through.
tortillas to see if we can do
I
it.
need a better kitchen for that, so you're gonna have to wait on that particular episode. All right. So anyway,
I'm down for
well,
the
thank
challenge.
you. Thank you so much for coming on with us today, you guys. We love you. We're here for you.
Yes.
Come join us anytime. And next week we'll try to do the same thing. So I would love to do it the next time for the same thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you for joining us here at Faith, Love, and Coffee. Remember to keep faith, spread love, and savor every sip of life. Until the next time, take care and keep keep brewing positivity.
Positivity.
We'll see you guys the next time.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.